Hey class, Absolute 5 here, and today we're going to talk about 3 sections, but it's going to be divided in many parts, which is understanding the 3 connectedness of percents, decimals, and fractions. So the first part I think we should talk about is percent. Now, what is this? What is that symbol? What does that mean? Percent means per 100. So we understand that the percent symbol itself is used to denote percent. So for example, if I had 7, not 70, if I had 7% as my example, right? Every 100, that's what 7% means, every 100. So how would I write that as a fraction? Well, if it's every 100, this would be 7 over 100, or as a decimal, 0.07. Let's try another example. Need some more space. Let's say I had 75%, also 109% as the following example. 75% is actually 75 over 100. Now, can you reduce the fraction? Well, yes, you can by 25. A quarter goes into 75 cents 3 times. And how many quarters go into a dollar? Well, 4 quarters go into a dollar. So for fractions, for fractions, you need to write them as their simplest form. So you have to reduce them. So you can't leave them as 75 over 100, okay? And as a decimal, that is 0.75. I'm eventually going to tell you how to do each one eventually throughout these chapters, throughout this entire course. You'll find out soon enough. As a fraction, this is 109 over 100, or as a decimal, 1.9. Sorry, not 1.9, 1.09. Well, if you really think about it, 75, you just move the decimal point over to the left twice, that we discussed before. And 109, how do I get 109? Well, again, it's a whole number. So if I take 109 and I move the decimal point over twice, 1, 2, since I am dividing by a power of 10, I get 1.09. And that's pretty much the same thing what I did for the 75. Okay? Now, what if I gave you a word problem that stated, let me go back up a little bit. Let's say this example here. Sorry. In a survey of 100 people, 17%, I didn't mean to write percent, I meant to write people. I meant to write people, not percent. 17 people drive blue cars. What percent of people drive blue cars? Well, basically, when you think about it, of the 100 people, think of that as the total number of people. So that would be at the bottom. And 17 of them drive blue cars. So to write this fraction as a percent, 17 over 100 is basically 17%. And, well, you don't have to write the decimal. The question just asks for percent. So it's important to know how to it's important to understand how to understand what percents are in general. I'm just adding more space here. Let's do another example. $45 out of every 100 young college graduate return home to live. What percent of college graduates is this? So again, if we know 45 out of every 100 young graduates return home to live, well, that would be 45% as your answer. So it's clear that we understand that there's a pattern going on here, that when you have a fraction of a form of 100 as the bottom and the number on top, that number on top generally indicates to you the percent, your percent over the fraction. So that number over the fraction. So if I had 63 over 100, that's about 63%. Makes sense, right? Good. So I'm going to give you your homework, and I'm going to wrap up the lesson real quick. Sorry about that. What just happened? Okay. So remember, a percent means 1 per 100. Then that symbol means that's a percent symbol. And this is just a nice little recap of what we did for today. And let's give you an example. Let's say 20 out of 100 people love cats. What is the percent of this? And I'll let you guys figure out what that is, and let me leave your answers down in the comments down below. So that's the lesson for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This has been like, share, subscribe to this channel first. Mash that bell button for more content, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. This has been Absolute 5. I'm Roger Palomino. Math is infinite because there are infinitely many possibilities. And don't forget, don't hate, calculate.